So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get started with this. So, James Clyburn was sat down with Jake Tapper, and they were talking about the race and everything. James Clyburn, congressman from South Carolina, been there 30 years, 40 years. I mean, just a long time, right? District 6 in South Carolina. And it's a long clip. It's about a minute 40. All right. So just listen to this. This is Jake Tapper's asking the question. And he's asking the question of, Kamala Harris brought up race in the debate, and which is totally a setup. Right. We know that. But she brought up, the question was brought up by the moderators about race. And then Kamala Harris went into this whole thing. And James Clyburn is basically answering that question. I want you to hear his answer, and then I'm going to comment on it.
But last night, she talked about Trump's racial history at length, including calling for the execution of the since exonerated Central Park Five, birtherism against Obama. I don't know if that is a suggestion that Kamala Harris still needs to improve her standing with black voters, especially black men. What do you think?
Well, I think it was important for her to do that last night, because I think in all three of those instances that black men were involved. I'm having a real difficulty trying to figure out why any black man would just ignore the way she treated the first African-American president of these United States, the way he treated those 5 young men of color, the way he treated black families trying to rent homes in New York. With that kind of a treatment, how can you vote for this guy? I don't understand anybody that tells me that they can ignore that sort of thing. And then when he referred to a black woman that had worked for him as a dog on national television, what black man doesn't have a sister or an aunt or a cousin and want to see a woman of color treated that way? I'm having real difficulty with any African-American man that tells me he can ignore that kind of discussion coming from Donald Trump and still vote for him. I always say in South Carolina, we always say the best way to tell what a person will do is to look at what he or she has done.
So that was the clip. So I thought I'd do this, right? Memo to Representative James Clyburn from Shelley Winter, talk show host, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Attention, Representative Clyburn. You're in the 6th district. You've been there for decades. Literally decades. You've grown old in the seat. The Democrats, you had seniority over Nancy Pelosi. Don't think I forgot. And they made you my deputy minority whip. And they elevated her above you, even though you had been there longer, even though you deserved the job. As a black man, sir, the Democrats pushed you to the side. When it was your turn, because there's a turn system in Congress, when it was your turn, you as a black man from South Carolina, they pushed down. I'll start there. Congressional District 6 in South Carolina, 20.6% of your district, higher than the national average, live below the poverty line. The vast number, the majority of those people, if not all of the 20.6 in your district who live below the poverty line, higher than the national average, are one, black females 18 to 24, black females 25 to 54, and then black men 18 to 24. Black men in your district are poor. But you care about what those men think about what Trump said about somebody? The 5 young men, the Central Park Five, he didn't prosecute them. He didn't jail them. He didn't judge them. He simply ran an ad. For you to skip over the Democrat prosecutor, Democrat judge, Democrat, everybody in that system, the jury and everybody else were all Democrats. For you to skip over all of them and go to his ad, ran one time, one day in 3 newspapers. For you to skip over the prosecution of these men by all Democrats in a Democrat-run city, is nuts. You refer to a black woman he called a dog on national TV. Well, as a black man, if I hire, let me explain this to you, James Clyburn, because maybe you don't understand black men. You're one, I know, but maybe you don't understand. Maybe it's been a long time. You're older. Maybe it was different. I don't know. But as a black man, and many black men that I know, if I put you on, you know what I mean? That means hook you up, hire you. If I put you on, not romantically, I'm talking about job-wise. Donald Trump put on Omarosa. That's who we refer to as a dog. But if I was a black man, if I put you on, I give you the money. I give you the job. I give you the high profile. I allow you to travel around the country. I allow you to buy bags and all this stuff because I put you on. And then you turn on me and you go to the press and you write a book about me, about lies about me. I'm going to call you worse than a dog. That's not about being a black woman. That's about a man and a woman's natural tendencies. If I hook you up and give you what you got, and you turn on me, I'm going to call you that. And most men, Mr. Clyburn, Representative Clyburn, we understand that because that's human nature. He didn't turn on her. She turned on him first. That's why he called her what he called her. That's not about being black or nothing. That's human nature. I put you on, girl. You going to turn on me? Then I call you a name. That's the way life goes. African-American men are not ignoring these silly things. The way he went after the first black president. No, the way who went after who? The way you went after Donald Trump? The way you went after Donald Trump? The way you went after Donald Trump? The way they went after Clinton? It's politics, James. Just because he was the first black president doesn't mean he doesn't get the smoke that every other president has gotten in the history of this country. The opposition is going to attack him just like they attack everybody else. It's what it's called, politics. African-American men understand that because we grew up playing those games. We grew up making fun of each other. We grew up making fun of each other's families and your mama jokes. These things don't bother us. We're not children, sir. And your last line. Here in South Carolina, my grandma, the best person will do is what they say. All of that, yeah, claptrap. You know what I know? I know that the poverty rate in your district by black or with black people is higher than the national average. So you've been there for decades. Most of the black people in your district are poor. The highest level of educational attainment is some college, not all college, some college. So the education system is bad in your district. The educational outcomes are bad in your district. That's why black men are voting for Trump. Can't guilt us anymore into silliness. How can you vote for someone who talked about a black woman like that? What? How can you not vote for a man where my life was better, where I was able to take care of my children, where I was able to buy groceries? If I owed child support, I still had money to hit the club. Now I'm broke every payday because of her and him and you. This guy had it rocking when he was in office. I'm going back to rocking, sir. All that other stuff doesn't pay the bills. Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. I don't see how African-American man can vote for him. No, I don't see how any man can vote for her. We'll be right back.